Now for the first in a new regular series about how to achieve that rather elusive work-life balance. It can be achieved. This week we're talking about heart attacks. They affect 56,000 Australians a year, and prevention usually involves changes to diet, exercise and smoking levels.
But there's growing evidence that managing emotions can also help. So how can it be done? Andrew May is a performance coach to business executives and the sporting elite. And he joins us now. Andrew, welcome.
Francis, good morning.
Good morning.
So what's been the conventional wisdom around stress and emotions and heart attacks?
Yeah, up until really last week, if you'd spoken to a cardiac specialist, it would have been look at high blood pressure, look at cholesterol, look at family history and stop smoking. But that all changed. So Dr Tom Buckley and his team of researchers at Sydney University and Royal North Shore Hospital, so big words, they looked at anger, and especially intense episodes of anger. So we're not talking about, finding the coffee's empty or, the photo.
Can prompt a bit of anger, though.
Oh, big time, Francis. Or, there's only one piece of paper left in the photocopier. It was extreme or intense periods of anger. 2 hours after that, there's an 8.5 times increased risk of heart attack.
Right, and the study also found there was a certain part of the week where those sort of episodes of anger were experienced, resulting in heart attacks.
Yeah, well, that was another study that was in the British Medical Journal showing Monday morning. So if you combine the two, you get the double whammy. So if you go to work on a Monday morning and you're really annoyed, it is a big, big risk factor.
But presumably you'd have to have some of the other preconditions for a heart attack. It wouldn't just be sprung upon you
valid.
because you're angry.
Yeah, if you're eating alfalfa sprouts for breakfast, you wake up and salute the sun, you've walked 15 kilometres that morning.
Having quinoa for dinner, all of that.
Like quinoa. But it's fascinating because imagine a future where you go to a doctor and they sit down and say, Francis, Michael, let's look at your family history. Do you smoke? No. Have you got high blood pressure? No. Actually, we're going to prescribe anger management classes or go do yoga and do meditation. And you can imagine people walking out going, like, where's the medication for this? So it is groundbreaking research.
It's prevention as a cure. Do you find, though, that lots of us are leading increasingly busy lives, and if not full-blown episodes of anger, we're all getting more slightly irritated, not having enough time to try to achieve that work-life balance? How do we try to...
What's your face when you said that elusive work-life balance, isn't it? And now,
it is very elusive.
All of us, whether you work in the media or people watching this, it's trying to juggle family and relationships and kids and everything else. But it is hard to fit it all in. And I think, though, another thing about this research, which I really like, is it's taking a holistic look at heart health rather than just the traditional approach, which we still need to look at. It's looking at what can you do. And one of my favourite movies is Ocean's 13. Do you remember Ruben Tishkoff?
Yes.
I think a lot of us almost had a heart attack looking at Ruben's clothing, but there's a beautiful scene there, or a scene there that shows Ruben having a heart attack when he gets double-crossed. So I think what Tom and his researchers have shown, that this is now more fact than fiction.
So we described it as elusive, but you have some ideas about how to take control of your heart health. 5 ideas?
I think work-life balance is elusive. I can give you 5 tips on taking control of heart health. So number 1 is understand your triggers. And what I mean by that is really sit back and think, what is it that causes me to be upset and angry? Is it people? Is it an environment? Is it an upset part in my life? And one of the things we look at is sometimes you realise you can't control something, and that's a coping mechanism in itself.
Just acknowledging that.
Acknowledging it.
Going to number 2, it's a very important one. Notice the warning signs, because they're often very hard to detect, aren't they?
Yeah, I'll ask you, where do you feel stressed? Do you know where you feel tension and anger?
Everywhere.
You just seize up.
In traffic?
I feel it in my neck and shoulders. But again, it's running that body scan. Is it your head? Do you get a headache? Do you get sweaty palms, dry mouth? Be conscious of what's happening to your body as well.
Number 3 is rather Jedi-like. Control your thinking.
Yeah, I'm not talking about a Happy Gilmore, go to a happy place. There's a thing called cognitive behaviour therapy. So we now know you can do a lot with your thinking. Just like an AFL footballer can learn to kick off both feet, we can learn to have more positive thoughts. We can learn to not focus on the negative and actually look at that greater outlook in life.
And what role does assertiveness play?
I was laughing about this one because I can remember my daughter when she was 3. She was near the dishwasher and I said, look, get away from the dishwasher. And she said, don't push me. So, we teach young kids now in kindergarten assertiveness skills. I think this is a big one. And it is a different slant on heart health to actually learn to have conversations, not to, take it lying down, not to be angry and fight back, but actually to look at how do you have a coaching conversation? How do you stand up for yourself without blowing your top, without getting really stressed and angry?
And finally, and very importantly, switching off and relaxing. Easy to say, but often very hard to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just going to close my eyes and take a Zen-like pose for that. But back to what you said at the start, we are wired up. Like more and more of us are now connected 24/7. We're watching ABC News breakfast and getting Twitter
that'll set anybody
updates.
off.
Oh, that's good. That's probably going to avoid the heart attack. But be on at times, especially for work. But switch off. Have hobbies, have passions. I sound like my dad, but go analog. Remember the days when we didn't have connection 24/7. It's actually good for you. Go for a walk around the park. Have a look at the local Asian.
Yeah, I might even take your advice now. Just go for a walk.
Go have a
Okay
coffee.
to take the
hey?
show over, Francis.
Sure.
Thanks very much.
I'll worry about my heart health later.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we'll leave you. We're going to go get a coffee and have a walk around.
Andrew, helpful hints as always. Thank you very much for your time.